Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin USD. Right now we're at 7,122. We're down 6.49%. And guys, my alarms were triggered, so that's the reason why I wanted to do this here. I'm going to label it probably alarms trigger or alerts triggered. And where we had our downside targets, or the area we did not want to break through, we are breaking through now with conviction on volume, and that was this green horizontal line that we had here for support. And the reason we were looking at that, guys, had been an area where we previously had found support before, been a tough spot, and you can also see where we had this beautiful bullish engulfing candle. We had volume come back in, so this area, this low here, you would have expected that to be respected, but it wasn't. We actually broke down through that with conviction. So what I want to get into with you today is some of the next areas we can be looking at to the downside as well as the upside, because remember, we always want to look at both sides of the market here, but right now things are getting pretty ugly, guys. We're having that conviction of a downside break with heavier volume. That volume is picking up after we had low volume, so that's a sign we have pretty powerful downward pressure taking place right now, and that's where you just always want to be safe and protect yourself, guys. So if you get some from these, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate y'all being here with me today, and we're going to get into this. So first of all, what I wanted to point out, guys, you can see right here, and it's all about alarms. I think alarms are very important because it's going to give you that alert of whether you're going to have an upside or a downside break. Our upside target, or our alarm, was at 8,437, and then our downside yesterday was around that, we'll call it $7,800, and right now we just smashed right through it, guys. And if you take a look at this candle, it's a very powerful candle. Okay, this is a long day candle right here, and it's coming on a lot of volume. And whenever things come on a lot of volume, guys, especially to the downside, because markets can fall on their own without big volume. You need big volume when you're in an uptrend and you're trying to push that market up, but it's not necessary for a downside move to have a lot of volume. But when you do have that volume, that confirmation, that can show that it's a very powerful, strong downtrend, and that's where you want to be very careful, guys. And in my opinion, I would not be trying to take any long right now until we started to get some type of confirmation. You can see we're below our 9 EMA. We've lost our short-term moving average. We've lost our 20 EMA. We've lost our 50 moving average and our 200-day EMA. And what this showed was we pushed up through that 200 EMA, but we were not strong enough to keep it. So that's a big sign of weakness in my opinion. And also the fact that we could not hold this area right here. Do you see how many times we wicked down in here? And even here we had a bullish engulfing candle. Here we had a bullish engulfing candle, but we could not hold that. It wasn't respected. So obviously this was just some whale manipulation that they put their money in, they pumped it up, and then pulled it out. And this is why you never FOMO or chase the market. That's something I've really been trying to stress with you guys. Do not FOMO in this market. There's always going to be other opportunities. A lot of times it's just going to be a pump and dump. It is what it is. This market is thinly traded for the most part, and it can really move fast to either direction at any time. I mean, even guys right now, you could go to the bathroom, you could come back from the shower, and all of a sudden one of these candles comes in. That's just the name of the game. So when we look at technical analysis, we're looking at the technical factors. We're not, counting or factoring in at any moment there could be massive whale manipulation, and that just is what it is, guys. You got to deal with that if you're in this space. If you want this volatility, you have to deal with that. And a lot of times these big moves will come in the middle of the night for us who are in the United States. That just is what it is. But right now we have powerful candles to the downside. Things are looking pretty ugly here. Now, my downside targets, where I would really like to find support if we continue to get pushed to the downside, we're going to pull out our Fibonacci here, and we're going to go from our swing low all the way up to our swing high. Let me put this in yellow for us. We're going to be looking down here around roughly 5,836 is going to be an area I'm going to pay close attention to. And then the next spot is going to be that 0.786, and that's going to be around $5,456 is what I'm going to be looking at there. And the reason that I get to this point, guys, in terms of this support in red, is this was the spot where we had all this horizontal bottom from our descending triangle. So we had lower highs and we had that flat bottom, and then we broke down. We really spent a lot of time here. We ended up spending from February 3rd, 2018 all the way till November 10th, 2018, fighting back and forth with lower highs in this flat bottom before we finally broke. So this is an area with a lot of support here. And guys, what you're seeing now though is that just that strong break down through that green horizontal line, and that's not what you want to see. There's a lot of people who are selling out of their Bitcoin. I mean, just to give you an example, guys, I'm pretty straightforward with y'all. It was about 3 or 4 days ago when we lost that 200-day EMA and we started closing below it. That's when I got out of my Bitcoin position. I was out of it. And you know, right now you just sit back and you patiently wait to see what the market's going to do. And it's nice to be in cash because then I can determine what I want to do next and I can pick my spot. So that's the beauty of trading. So you're not stuck dealing with these declines that we've been having. I mean, guys, you take a look at this and we take our price range from the top of that almost $14,000 down to where we're at now. We've lost 50% in this intermediate term downtrend that we've been in with these lower highs and lower lows. And you don't want to lose 50% of the money that you put in. You know, that's just where you have to protect yourself. Whenever you see things going straight up like this on massive climax volume and all that, guys, it can be a sign to start taking those profits. And that's what I want to teach people on this channel. I want to teach people trading, and I want to teach people how to take profits, because I was in that position before where I was just hodling and I was getting crushed. You know, it is what it is. And until you start trading and you learn these things and you can identify when's a good time to be in the market and when's a good time to be out of the market, that's what I like to look for. Now, in terms of the RSI, we are in oversold conditions. Anything under 30 is going to be oversold. But remember, in Bitcoin, we were as low as 9 down in this area before. So we can get really extended to the downside. You can see where we just opened up and just powered to the downside here on that heavier volume. So could we go lower? Absolutely. But we are starting to get into those oversold territories. And what happens with that, guys, what you may see in the days to come, say we end up closing where we're at today, just like this, you may see a little reaction move up into here, maybe back test that horizontal line before we may fall down even farther. So that's where I just want to come to you and say, protect yourself, be careful, really watch these levels. These are the levels that I'm paying attention to. I'm still going to keep my upside alarm right here at about that 84.37. And the reason I wanted that was because it would show that we were getting up to this trend line and we were going to see if we were going to get some type of a trend line break out of it. But it didn't happen, guys. We just started to get pushed farther down to the downside, and we're breaking down strong through this support. So that's what I want to bring to you. We're also dealing with the death cross here. The 50 is crossing down through the 200 EMA, so that's something you want to be aware of as well. But the trend or the river is down right now, guys, and you never want to go against the river. That's something you always want to pay attention to. Trade with the river, okay? Don't take out longs till you get that confirmation. That's just something I want to put on your heart there. You do what you want. I'm not your financial advisor. But for me, I would not be going long in a situation like this until I start to see some reversal candlestick patterns with a stochastic cross, or we start seeing those higher highs or higher lows. This just, in my opinion, isn't the time to try to jump in here, nail the bottom, catch knives, and potentially get your hands cut. So just be careful out there, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.